Hello, hello, everybody! Welcome, welcome! We are back on the roll quest today, which means
We're
we need
front on
to
it too.
teleport to Garlemald. And with that, I will be right back. Right, keep everyone entertained.
Hey, what'd I do? And I'm still getting my Twitch up so I can see what the heck is going on. Okay. And looking like I don't have a whole lot of people to be entertaining for. More's the pity. People don't know what they're missing. They're not watching it, so how could they know? But for everyone out there listening, I was just mentioning to Thay that my normal gaming buddy is actually going to be in France for a couple of weeks, so I will have slightly more free time because I won't be gaming with him three nights a week or 2 mornings and 1 night a week. The really sad part is he's going to France for work, not vacation. I'm sure he'll get to see some sights while he's there, but that's not the point of his being there, sadly. Let's see, other news-ish type things, if any. And my mind goes blank. This senior moment brought to you on the Senior PGA Tour by... I know I'm in trouble if I'm reaching down into that joke. But actually, did have a friend over for gaming yesterday. Went fairly well. Series of games called Great Campaigns of the American Civil War. Mark and I have been, Mark especially has been kind of pushing it at him for years, and I have finally gotten him to get around to trying it out, and he seemed to like it.
Oh, good.
Scenario went okay, but he was definitely looking at it and going, yeah, I can see, how things worked at this level working themselves out in the system. And the system is really good at that part. Operational level maneuver and things like that. It does not do the big set piece battles very well, but everything else it's good at.
Oh dear, I think a hunt train's rolling through.
Hunt train, woo woo!
With how many people are just starting to teleport in and then fly off in multiples?
Okay, no, that was
Actually, let's go this way.
add.
I'm following the check mark.
The other news is that Jason is thinking, despite teaching during summer, which gets a bit intense because it's the same classwork in half the time, but we're thinking that he can probably manage a day in on the 4th of July weekend, because he'll have the same amount of stuff to grade and 1 extra day in which to do it, so he could probably take a day off. So we're kind of looking towards a multiplayer day on like July 3rd, which would be a Sunday. It'd be presumably Jason, presumably Mark. I just mentioned that Mark, he shouldn't have any problems. And since, of course, that's the period where Patch is potentially available, maybe we can have a 5-player day with Patch. Or maybe Patch won't be available and he can make it a week or so earlier and we'll do something 2-player then.
We'll see.
Yep, we will.
Now that we've left Fortunate out in the cold all weekend.
He deserves it.
With malice and forethought. Hello, Keeper.
Under normal circumstances, I would never dream of leaving the Elder Seedseer's side, but considering the nature of these blasphemies and the calamity they bring, she insisted a representative for Gridania precede her arrival.
Fortunate?
It would appear that their investigation into the recent reports of refugees transforming is well underway.
And hello, Artorial. We get the smart one this time.
As opposed to the buffoon. Buffoon buffet? Buffoon who'd love to be at a buffet?
Party playboy.
Ah, Rylea, 'tis good to have you with us, my friends.
Hey, what about me?
Sorry. Indeed, the road Indeed, the road before us is not an easy one. A woman of your talents will prove invaluable to our efforts.
It's like I'm not even here.
Hey, you're a trap.
Fair enough.
We but recently returned from reconnaissance, wherein we made a few rather surprising discoveries. First and foremost, we were pleased to discover that no one residing within Camp Broken Glass or Tertium have turned, no doubt thanks to the concerted efforts of Maxima, Alphino, and Alice. However, we have reason to believe that those who did turn all hail from Locus Amoenus.
Oh
Is that
my!
the kind of cave?
No. Locus Amoenus, also known as Corvus, is a province. It is technically where Garlemel's,
where the Garlands came from. Yeah.
They got kicked out of that area.
I know the Corvus name.
By Mikote.
Yes.
And they recently retook it.
Yes.
Well, recently being an abstract term.
Yeah, I recognize the name Corvus and all that. I had not remembered Locus Amoenus from that.
Right.
You mean Corvus, the Garland's ancestral home? Thank you for explaining it just after the nick of time for me.
Sorry.
Not your fault. Fortunal was slow off the mark there.
We could say things about that, but pray continue.
The very same. And the ill effects of the final days began to manifest there. A number of Garlean refugees from the region sought sanctuary in Garlemald. But the capital was already in ruins when they arrived. They were offered asylum, but many refused and instead chose to fend for themselves on the outskirts of the city. We are of a mind to go and speak with them directly, if you would care to join us. Perhaps together we can learn what their recent circumstances has triggered such terrible change among their people. Yeah, this is pretty bitter snow.
Keeper?
I am not Garlean by blood, but having been raised in the Imperial provinces, I would be lying if I said I am not moved by their plight.
But you know?
Locus Amoenus suffered greatly in the wake of the final days. It is only natural they would have sought shelter at the capital. I can but imagine their horror upon arrival. Yeah, I seem to remember they talked about Corvus being kind of hard hit.
Yes, it was. That was one of the areas that Thancred and Oriange traipsed through just after the final days to see what was going on.
Yeah.
And their report back wasn't very good.
And this isn't improving it. Frozen hope. Good grief, guys, really?
Not even high quality! Wow!
Such a jib. Arturiel is eager to begin his inquiry. Time being of the essence, I believe it prudent we split into two groups and cover as much ground as we may, as quickly as possible. If you and Master Fortuna would inquire after the people at Victor's Spoils, the two of us shall see what we may learn at Liminal Station 4. When you have finished, pray meet us there. Victor's spoils is to the east of here, yes? Let us be off.
Okay, we're not gonna have to walk the entire way in the snow. I appreciate this. Thank you, Fortuno.
Yeah, that might be a bit much.
I was just dreading the Fortuno is now accompanying you.
Yes, yeah, I am thought of it, but as soon as you mention, oh yeah. I am thankful that is not the case as well. That would be a case of what have we done to deserve this?
Yep, definitely a hunt party going through. Okay, what we got, Master Levial?
If they should choose to reside here in the cold, I can but presume they will not be amenable to conversation. Even so, we must not be deterred. Come.
Ah, we've got a couple around back here.
You know, it's probably warmer inside the building, but, well, never mind. I guess that is a me.
Yep, that's a you.
All I could really see was the hat.
Fair enough.
Talk? What is there to talk about? We've no home, no future, nothing. This doom spells the end for us all.
Sullen refugee.
Come to hear our grievances, have you? Huh. We've more than you have time to hear them, I'm sure. We've lost not one, but 2 homes. Our loved ones, our livelihood. There's nothing left. I served my time with the military, for what? To lose all my friends. My son. There is naught to show for it but our claim to Lucas Moenus. Or so we thought. Calamity was visited upon us for reasons we know not. And when we thought to flee, it followed on our heels to Garlemald. Ruin and ash at every turn. Despondent refugee. Yeah, this isn't getting any better.
Fortuno.
Yep. Shall we meet back here when we have finished? And still me. Can't imagine why you or anyone else would feign interest in our troubles. But if you insist... You'll find a great many of the people here were in the military at one time or another. Some retiring with honors and others without. Sadly, I'm one of the latter, bore one too many scars in battle. Even so, my contributions were enough to warrant leave to move to Locus Amoenus. It's a land of warmth and bounty. The Corvusi rebellion admittedly proved troublesome for a time, but it didn't take long for the Second Legion to quell their uprising. It practically drowned in the calm and the quiet. And one day the skies came alive with flame. We're all overrun by all manner of foul beasts born of our brothers and sisters. The Second Legion barely had time to assemble their forces before they were overrun and snuffed out. We barely escaped with our lives. But we were greeted only with more wrack and ruin on our arrival here, And we've not the strength to take our home back from the Corvosia a second time. There's nothing left for us anywhere.
Suki's having the same amount of luck as you've had in getting his drops for the week.
Oh.
So the second fell in Corvos trying to take care of the blasphemies.
Yeah. No, Boko. You're not that good of a conversationalist.
Quit?
Did you learn aught of how they came to be in such dire straits? I see. I heard much of the same. Military forces of Locus Amoenus were defeated in the wake of the final days. Desperate to survive, they naturally fled to Gurlamald seeking sanctuary. It was their hope the might of the Empire would allow them to reclaim the home they were forced to abandon. But the capital was already in ruin when they arrived. Needless to say, the lands they have long believed to be their ancestral home of the Gurlian people may remain forever lost to them. Those unfamiliar with history would believe they have always resided in the bitter cold climes of northern Ilsabard. That was only after the Corvosi invaded 800 years prior. The advent of Magitech, I imagine it was all too easy for Emperor Solus to rally his people to take back what they believed to be rightfully theirs. Yet history would tell us true, that the land they call Locus Amoenus has been known by other names and served as home to myriad peoples. Indeed, one need only look back to the Allagans' reign in the Third Astral Era to give lie to the Gurlian claims of sovereignty. Yet even had they such ancestral ties to Locus Amoenus, antecedents cannot justify their animosity to foreign peoples. Animosity poorly veiled by delusions of justice has been the case for so many nations throughout history. Would that man had the sense and strength of will to break free from such chains of hatred. Help! Someone help! They've turned!
Oh no.
Another monster. Quickly, you two. We haven't a moment to lose. That's putting it lightly.
Question now?
Gods, what happened? One of my mates seemed unwell, so I thought to come over and look in on him. Next thing I knew, he... No one appears to be injured. Did he not attack? He just walked off in the direction of the tower, in a daze as if it was calling to him. Oh, that's not good. He could not have gone far. If you would go after him, I will remain here and see that all are accounted for. I have how many weeks on my boots?
You're going on to 3 weeks.
That little? I thought it was already through 3 weeks.
Well, hopping on.
Moment.
Yeah, I'm thinking Corvos is going to end up turning into the special zone.
You mean like Eureka and such?
Yeah.
Or more like Bozja, presumably. Okay.
Sorry, dude. This is for your own good.
Terminus Shaver. You didn't get very far. I'm a little concerned that he headed straight to the tower.
Well, we were pretty much on the ball for that one, so... But yeah, the fact that he was heading for the tower... And there's definitely something in the tower.
Still. The beast is slain then, thank the heavens. For a blessing, no others have turned, and a measure of calm has been restored, if only for the moment.
Hello, Doodles!
Yay! Witnesses were able to offer a clue as to the source of the transformation. They claim the afflicted was listening to his radio.
Oh no, they were listening to the song, weren't they? The song about reclaiming Corvus.
Yeah, I know. It's just the fact that it had been helping with the tempering, and now...
Yeah.
Meow. I will say one thing I had not realized about that song for a while. I think I mentioned it to you before because it had occurred to me before we finished the main plot. Mostly through listening to the soundtrack, it's the same tune as the actual kind of Gurlian anthem that you get in all the cinematics and such.
Mm-hmm.
Just very, very differently arranged.
Very differently.
Even now, it continues to play this insane cryptic message. Oh boy. Empire no more. Never again. Rise. Ashes.
Okay, that is a different song.
Yeah, it's not a song. Though distorted by radio static, you can hear a voice saying, "The Empire is no more. Never again shall it rise from the ashes." How is this possible? There are no facilities left standing that could possibly deliver a broadcast.
The last time this happened, the signal came from the Tower of Babel.
Yep. Which, unlike the other towers, was an actual physical construction and therefore didn't disappear.
Correct.
And leave all of us lying on the ground going, "My bones hurt."
And the only reason why the fall didn't kill us is because of a good, quick action by Crystal Grandpa.
Yes. It was a nicely done bit.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. The landed driver is holding the thing up. Be that as it may, Anima is no more, and the Tower of Babel has fallen into disrepair. By your hand, no less.
Yeah, well...
Which begs the question, who, or perhaps what, could be behind this? Rylea, Thayrin, Master Focina, a moment if you would.
What do you got?
My. That's quite a crowd.
It is.
Shortly after we finished our inquiry at Liminal Station 4, Lord Imeric and Admiral Merlweb arrived and requested an audience. So all we're missing is the Sultana.
Or Raubon.
Yeah. Apologies for our late arrival. Knowing firsthand the devastation of which blasphemies are capable, I discussed the matter with the Admiral, and we were of one mind that the situation warranted our immediate presence.
Is it safe to presume a representative of the survey team has already arrived?
Indeed, I have. Thank you for coming all this way on such short notice. Recent events here at the camp have proved most enlightening.
This is going to be a real downer of a quest. I just know it.
And this is the aforementioned radio. Empire, no more. Never again. Rise, ashes. A harsh reminder of their misfortune. Sufficient to push some wayward few over the edge, it would seem.
Yet, there still remains the question of who is sending this message, and from where.
Glory everlasting, Garlemald. For glory everlasting? For Garlemald? No, it couldn't be. You recognize this message? A mantra often spoken by Lord Nerva. Anyone who lived in the provinces under his authority could scarcely forget those words.
He sought to claim the throne after the assassination of Emperor Varus, did he not? After the Civil War broke out, he all but disappeared according to the intelligence we managed to gather. How could he have managed to breach the tower undetected?
To have done so and remain unnoticed by the creatures infesting the tower seems a nigh impossible task. Unless...
Do you think the voice on the radio was a blasphemy?
I've been thinking that for the last 10 minutes, thank you.
Excuse you.
Sorry. I do. And as it was with Anima, these radios are somehow attuned to whatever signal it emits from the tower. What's more, I believe the true identity of the blasphemy is Nerva. Robbed of the throne and forced to watch the empire he longed to command crumble before his very eyes. If such loss did not drive him to the same fate as Quintus, the despair he felt no doubt overcame and turned him.
Nerva's delusions of grandeur aside, the Garlean's plight sounds not unlike the Sahagin, desperate to preserve the spawning grounds.
Yep. Indeed. Although unscrupulous by any measure, the Garleans found solidarity in their ideology, as did the people of Ishgard in the church. Adrift without home or purpose, it is all too easy for despair to take hold.
Would that a enemy... Excuse me. Would that a enemy... I can say that word. I know it. Sorry,
I
guys.
believe in you.
Would
Believe in the me that believes in you.
Would that a remedy were as simple as offering them lands as we did the Sahagin.
In all likelihood, the Garleans would refuse to settle for aught less than what they believed to be their ancestral homeland of Locus Amoenus, a claim the Corvosi would readily take arms to denounce. Would do well not to further fan the flames of animosity twixt them. Then perhaps, at the very least, we can offer them peace of mind and a means to regain some semblance of stability in their lives. Offer them true comfort and stability.
Garlemald must be rebuilt.
For one thing, they're gonna need shelter from the cold. Good lord, this place is cold. And ruined buildings don't count. By no means an easy solution, perhaps the only one worthy of pursuit. Of course, this new Garlemald must remain a sovereign nation, free from the oversight of others.
There would see no meaning in it otherwise. If I'm not mistaken, Alphino and Alice are already made strides in helping the people here regain some sense of normalcy in their day-to-day living. The most important first step, but it will mean a little without proper leadership.
Rather than a single individual, perhaps a governing body of sorts would prove more effective. There are a number of former Senate members among the refugees at Camp Broken Glass, as I recall. With their help, creating the framework for new governance is not an impossibility. Let us call the people together and see what they make of our proposal.
At the start, at least.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that we can move forward.
Something like this was going to happen. I find it interesting that they're inserting it into this bit of plot, but it's not an illogical place for it either.
The final days has taken much from you. I can but imagine the pain you feel in the face of such immeasurable loss. And though the final days has been averted, its effects yet linger, and a blasphemy has been born of your suffering. Decisive action must be taken before further harm is wrought upon you.
To overcome such adversity is too great a task for any one person. But as a people united, there may yet be hope for you. There may yet be hope for the morrow. While it is not our place to decide how you will move forward, we would offer a small measure of guidance. We were told a number of former members of your Senate yet remain among you. Would you be amenable to an interim government led by these individuals until such a time as Garlemald can be rebuilt? Rebuild Garlemald. Is such a thing truly possible? Even if we do cobble together some governing council, it won't be making anything of that pile of ash we dare call Garlemald. There's no going back to Locus Amoenus either. Rack and ruin. Those are our only options. I realize to rebuild Garlemald is a seemingly impossible task, but you needn't undertake it alone. My children are working with members of the First Legion as we speak to begin an organized relief effort. And there are others from the provinces no doubt willing to lend their expertise. You need but ask, not as would-be conquerors, but as brothers and sisters of this star, and others will heed your call. If you should still see no merit in the rebuilding of Garlemald, then I would instead offer you residency in Sherlian. I promise you will be welcomed with open arms. And if that's not good enough, how about the moon? There might be a few stable apartments up there by now.
No, don't count on it. Not with the leopards. They have other plans, TM.
Sherlian. So now you'd expect us to go lick boots in some country we've never even heard of. My apologies if I appeared overly forward in my proposition. Considering our strict policies on non-intervention until but recently, it's not surprising that you are unfamiliar with my homeland. It is an island nation to the north, home to myriad peoples, which is why I believe it would not prove difficult to accommodate you and yours. To be clear, you would not be migrating to Sherlian to live in servitude. You have my word that each and every one of you would be guaranteed citizenship upon entry. And why exactly would you go to such lengths for us? For the conquerors you barely know? Sherlin was long aware of the coming doom that would be the final days, and so we were preparing to evacuate this star, taking as many people and resources as our stores would allow. Initially, it was our intent to save the people of Gurlemald as well, but we had not forgotten your transgressions invading Alamigo, your rejection of our entreaties for peace. After a great deal of deliberation, it was decided that we would forego an invitation to Gurlemald, a determination made with great trepidation. We had convinced ourselves that it was ultimately for the greater good, though I can think of at least one individual who would continue to protest. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. Sage counsel I brazenly cast aside when confronted with the final days in earnest. But Rylea and Thayrin here, and their companions, refused to forsake those we were otherwise unwilling to save. With great risk to themselves, they achieved the impossible, and opened my eyes to the error of the Forum's decision. If all other roads lead to Rome regardless, perhaps we should at least consider it. And it would be my pleasure to invite you all to Camp Broken Glass, where you shall have warm food and beds both. Admiral Merleweb and I shall speak with Maxima and the others, and consider how best to assist the Gurlians moving forward. Should we broach the subject of the blasphemy, however, we will not hesitate to call upon you.
Good.
Thank you, Doodles. I've seen some very homey piles of rubble.
So who did we leave behind?
Or at least refuse to come along. I suppose I'll have the grape in the eye.
Yes, I know that look, Rift. Have some facial greens. Thought you know?
Misguided few. Hey, those are 10s.
You're right, they are.
Though visibly relieved the Gurlians are safe, the hardness in Fortuno's eyes suggests your work is far from over. With the Gurlians' hurts at ease, the likelihood of others turning has greatly diminished. That said, it is no cause for us to grow complacent. We must needs find a way to overcome the blasphemy's protective warding. If I understand correctly, a blasphemy's behavior is oftentimes influenced by the memories and emotions of their originator, in which case it would be prudent to learn more of the man who birthed this monstrosity. How fortuitous, then, that a number of soldiers from the 3rd Legion are in our custody. For a mercy, their tempering was not so severe as to be beyond our ability to heal them. They are presently being treated at Camp Broken Glass. Perhaps the camp's intelligence officer can tell us who among them knows aught of Nerva's whereabouts.
Sounds like a plan. sent back to Camp Broken Glass.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people are saying, oh, this can't be rebuilt, this can't be rebuilt. London was rebuilt after the big air raids.
Yeah, lots of things in far worse shape have been rebuilt.
Yeah.
You built it once, you can build it again.
We built it before, and we will build it again. Yes, we will build it again.
Exactly.
Sorry,
Thank you.
I could...
Nope. That was an invitation, an open invitation to that.
Okay, Mr. Intelligence Officer?
I see. Perhaps it'd be best if you speak with Rylea, Legatus of the Third Legion. She's still on the mend, but the Chirurgeons aren't liking to oppose a brief conversation if you would wait here a moment.
So we finally get to meet her. We've only met her once before, and she was trying to kick our ass.
Yep.
Almost did it, too. Eorzea's champion, I presume. And one of his cohorts. What business do you have with me?
Ilsabard is faced with imminent crisis, and we believe the knowledge you bear may be key in stopping it. Thus, do we believe the blasphemy to be Nerva, his whereabouts in the wake of Gurlenwald's fall, or lack thereof, give credence to our theory.
Lord Nerva.
Dang it. From what we have pieced together thus far, you are one of the last to see him alive. Please, will you not share with us what you know?
Very well. Though I suspect my meager knowledge I possess shall avail you not.
Let us be the judge of that.
I last spoke to Lord Nerva shortly after the warring with the First Legion began. Cloistered within the lower levels of the Simulacrum Imperialis, he spent the better part of the day listening attentively to the radio. He seemed hopeful, or perhaps desperate, for news that the tide might turn in our favor. The next day, I left for the front line. It was there that I heard this terrible noise, which I can assume came from the Tower of Babel. Then darkness took me, and I remembered not after that. I was told the radios protected those close to them from the effects of the tower, in which case Lord Nerva would have remained unaffected. But he has ever been devoted to Garlemald, for glory everlasting, you would say. To watch the empire he loved so dearly crumble, I can think of no one who would be more stricken by the sight.
would seem we were right to assume what became of Nerva.
It does not surprise me the beast would choose to make its nest within the Tower of Babel. It stands atop the remains of the Imperial Palace and the throne he revered so highly. But the Empire is no more, and Lord Nerva, apparently, is no longer the man he once was. He deserves to be laid to rest, together with his dreams of glory.
We will fell the beast. You have my word. Sincere. And Ferdola. Yeah, we're getting everyone. Including him.
Yes.
Apologies for the interruption. Connie Senna has arrived and we're ready to depart.
Good to see you, Thayrin, Rylea, Master Fortunal. I have spoken with Lawrence of the wards protecting the blasphemy, and am quite confident in some manner of aether-based magic bars our path.
If I may be so bold, Elder Seedseer, we reached the same conclusion initially, but that simply is not possible. These creatures born of the final days are devoid of aether. As such, they would be unable to produce such a barrier in a manner to which we are accustomed. Do you suppose it is possible they manipulated the dynamis to achieve a similar effect? I would say yes.
I too thought to dismiss the notion of the barrier fueled by aether. That is, until I stepped foot here in Garlemald. Even now, I can sense streams of aether flowing towards the tower. Its purpose was, after all, to harvest reserves of energy sufficient to reach the moon. Even if one is incapable of manipulating aether directly, it stands to reason control of the tower would alleviate such a need. 'Tis merely conjecture, of course. I cannot say for certain until I have examined the currents with mine own eyes. Might I ask you to accompany us? I will join you as well, if I may. My injuries would keep me from being used in battle, but my knowledge of the land would serve just as well as my blade.
Oh, you're looking at Darkside more lively.
I would not be opposed to your company, but it's not my decision to make.
She may go, so long as she remains under watch by you and the others. And no overstraining yourself.
Very good. Might I suggest we begin with Rego Urbanisms? I sense the greatest confluence of aether in that vicinity.
And Doodles, ow. I've seen far worse things than in Garlemald. I have relatives in New Jersey. Ow. Yeah. Hopefully that was a good Italian soda.
It was a decent Italian soda. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you motley crew. And boy, is this crew motley. We've seen some motley crews, and this one kind of takes the cake. Who do we start with?
Work our way around from Fordola.
I heard that Aldine should be arriving before long. I can already picture him knocking his knees, muttering under his breath about the cold. I will never understand how anyone could grow accustomed to such cold climate.
Rylea?
Part of me does not wish to believe this blasphemy is Lord Nerva, that I failed to protect him, yet...
I'm sure it's just my imagination, but I can't help but feel we're being watched again. No, we are. It would seem I underestimated the resourcefulness of our adversary.
Let's be honest, it's been a while since you've done field work, Lord Leviar. As I thought, the Aether stream here flows towards the tower, as do all others in this region, no doubt.
I want to rebuild Gurlmall, but first we gotta get rid of that thing.
Yeah. The only problem is if we get rid of that thing, we lose our free port to the moon.
I'm sure the Loppers will figure out something.
We do still have a Fortuna's teeny tiny toy boat.
Yeah, maybe it can exist in 3 places at once.
This convergence first began when the Telophoroi erected spires in all the corners of Eorzea to fuel the Tower of Battle. But once destroyed, this divergence of Aether should have ceased.
All right, whoever you are, if you've business with us, quit your skulking about in the shadows and speak your piece. Was you there in the tower? Was you there in the tower, wasn't it? Really, you two? Oh, God.
I had a feeling! His boots were kind of unmistakable. I'm wondering where you were, Nero.
I wish we still were.
Well, remember, this is his homeland.
So?
And he didn't exactly defect as much as he,
got kicked out, yes.
Yes.
But I'm sorry, but I trust him about as far as I can throw one of his war machina.
Mm-hmm.
My, you're sharper than you look.
I recognize you. Nero, yes? Why are you following us?
Who said I'm following you? Being a native of Gurlmald, does it not stand to reason that I might be inclined to come see what has become of my home?
I know not what you are scheming, but we've no time to entertain your games. Perhaps Master Garland would make better company for you.
Spare me. I'm a man of great ambition and greater intellect, far beyond the scope of anything Garland could hope to achieve. He still keeps his head in the clouds, while I would set my sights on the stars beyond. Which is why you snuck into the tower. But like us, you couldn't get past the blasphemy to reach the transporter. Yeah, do not give him access to the transporter to the moon. Yes, well, I was very much hoping you would dispense with that little obstacle. And having caught wind of your plans, curiosity compelled me to see if you were truly up to the task.
Do you have reason to believe we are not? Or perhaps, does the great genius Nero mean to dispense with the blasphemy himself? Oh, buttering him up!
Far be it from me to steal your glory having come all this way. But as I am feeling generous, I will tell you what I learned during my time in the Tower of Babel. I was able to access its systems, you see, and discovered one of those dreadful spires still appears to be active.
Impossible. They all vanished when Anima was destroyed.
Yes, and I have heard of your escapades reclaiming the remains of the Emperor, but obviously you failed to reclaim his entire body. As it stands, a piece remains powering a tower at Fabrica.
Ah, yes, the manufacturing district just north of the erstwhile Imperial Palace.
A rather impressive feat, considering how these lands are so utterly devoid of aether. Barely enough to sustain life, let alone the spire.
But if Warren were to use Varus's remains to forcibly create a confluence of sorts...
Precisely. And from what I gleaned of the tower's systems, his heart serves as its core. Coursing not with blood, but your precious aether, and now Nerva has amassed his surfeit to shore up his defenses. How fortuitous he should find so perfect an impetus for his design, stolen from better minds than his own. How very like him. Oh dear. Oh, did I say that aloud? You'll forgive me if I fail to show concern for your ire.
If what you say is true, these lands can never hope to recover from such a paucity of life energies. We must hurry and find Varus's heart, to both spare the land the wanton harvesting and deny the blasphemy the source of its protection. Are we to presume you have an intention of aiding us?
As I said, I've no intention of stealing your glory, though I fear victory may soon slip through your fingers if you do not act quickly. The Tower of Babel was designed specifically for Anima to serve as its core. Nerva forcing himself upon the system has caused it to grow increasingly unstable. If my calculations are correct, and they always are, it will not be long before his presence triggers a system meltdown. The resulting explosion will destroy whatever tenuous streams of aether breathe life into the lands of Garlemald.
Oh, that's not good.
But more importantly, we will lose our only means of reaching the moon, the heavens forever denied to my genius.
Oh god, him and the Loprits!
Yes.
Oh,
That's
my
why
head
I don't
hurts.
want him anywhere near that teleporter.
Oh. How so very unfortunate. In any event, 'twould seem time is of the essence.
It would seem.
That's all well and good, but even if we know which district to search, finding the heart will be like looking for a needle in a bloody haystack. Actually, I may know where we can start. It's all rather hazy, but I still have vague recollections of my time serving Anima when I was enthralled. We were commanded to erect some manner of facility tucked away in a corner of Fabrica. I remember not what it was for, but it's a good place to start as any to begin our search.
Certainly sounds promising, but surely this facility will be heavily guarded. Then maybe it'd be for the best to divide our forces. If it's just the 4 of us, it shouldn't prove too difficult to sneak inside and find the heart. Meanwhile, our main force can stand ready to storm the Tower of Babel when the barrier gives out. Leave it to us.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried if Lawrence is safe. Maybe the other 3, but not Lawrence. And actually, if Nero's going in there, I care if he's not safe.
Okay.
Gilead, I'd kind of like her to be safe. Okay. Yeah. Everyone's safe except for Lawrence.
Lawrence isn't bad. He's just lost. A lot.
That too. This is Leveler. What? Very well. We shall return at once. Well, something has come up. A number of Garlands have left camp for the Tower of Babel.
Oh boy.
They have somehow misunderstood the threat of the tower and convinced themselves that Nerva has taken refuge there, still clinging to their ill-placed patriotism, no doubt. They could not have gone far. If we act quickly, perhaps they can be found before they come to harm. Yeah, but be careful. Don't make them turn in the process of dissuading them to not go there. A wise man would not waste his time on a few wayward refugees. I thought you Charlian scholars knew better. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, sir. If it is all the same to you, Rylea, Thayrin, I would join you.
I will return to camp and begin preparations for our assault on the tower.
And I suppose I should go as well. Yeah, go. Go far, far away.
Looks like it's, you, me, and Fortuna.
And Rift. Goku's kind of busy delivering packages. Oh no, maintenance warning! Though I am unarmed, I promise not to be a burden.
Where are your neoliths?
Alphino. Those were his neoliths.
Yeah, but he could have just got some spares. Heck, I could probably dig some out of my bags if he needs them.
That said, it would behoove us to avoid any undue confrontations if possible. Now then, let's be off. And, yep, now he accompanies us.
Alright.
This is all your fault.
Why is it my fault?
You talked about it earlier. You obviously gave Yoshi-P the idea at that point.
I see how this works. Could you call Rift back from package delivery? We might need his assistance.
We've no time to lose. If they should reach the tower, there's no telling what may happen to them. Yeah, we need an emotional support Chocobo. Those guys need all the emotional support they can get.
This is true. Should I just switch into Summoner?
No trace of them here. Let's keep searching.
stay there, Mr. Colossus. What was that sound?
Okay.
Oh, thunderstorms have started. Okay.
Help! Someone, please! Did you hear that? It came from over there. Don't run off ahead! Let the heavily armed people go first. And up. Yeah, that did it. Oh dear. Dear night.
Wait.
They were understandably shaken, but otherwise appear to be unharmed. That pair.
Trio.
Oh, yeah, there he is. You're the ones who came to speak with us before. We heard Lord Nerva had returned and was assembling his forces in the tower, but...
Yeah, he's not assembling forces. He's assembling blasphemies.
No, not Lord Nerva, too. And there really is nothing left for us. Yeah, I'll not deny your situation is dire, but you are not without a path forward. I believe you've the passion and conviction needed to rebuild Gurlemald, if you choose. Or, failing that, you could begin life anew in Shoreland. Rebuild Gurlemald? No, there's no point in entertaining so lofty a dream. We would sooner die than suffer life under the rule of another. We would sooner seek death than sanctuary. Your resolve is admirable, but sorely misplaced. If you would not see Gurlemald rise from the snow and ashes here in Ilsabard, might you consider venturing into a new frontier? A new frontier? Where exactly is this land ripe for exploration? There. On the moon. It is our goal to create a repository of man's knowledge there, free from the jurisdiction of any nation. As I understand, the magitech and technological advancements of Gurlemald were without peer. Your expertise would be indispensable in the endeavor, should you be willing, of course. Really expect us to go and live on the bloody moon? Is such a thing even possible?
Yes, it is.
Have you a better alternative? Lest you forget, Gurlemald did not rise to grandeur from complacency in the present or rumination in the past. We live for the future. It is in our blood. Life is not without its hardships, of course. Even I have met the occasional stumbling block. Occasional, he says. But even should I stumble, my eyes are forever fixed skyward, seeking ever greater heights.
This is
The
true.
Empire may be lost, but I still possess a great deal of knowledge gained from it, and a desire to seek more. The very notion of exploring the moon is an unprecedented prospect, and that you should balk at the proposition boggles the mind. Consider this. You have heard the beasts of the final days were born of those hapless souls who'd given up on everything, yes? That is indeed the case. You tell me why you still stand before me. Because deep down, you believe your life is yet worth living. Deep down, you long to reach for the unreachable. Or perhaps you don't. If you should choose to lay down and die here in the snow, that's none of my concern. My God, that's the most inspirational thing he's ever said.
I know. Scary.
And I'm including off-camera time.
Yeah.
Reach for the unreachable. Sounds like something I would have said back at the academy. All right, we'll go. I suppose it's better than dying here in the snow, as you so grimly put it. Then we must first dispense with the blasphemy that commands the tower. Top warriors of light are already on the job. It's hard to believe Lord Nerva, of all people, can be turned into one of those monsters. Please, you must stop him. Put his soul to rest. Thank you, and sorry for causing all this trouble. No, it's fine. I'm still being impressed by Nero, for once. Thank you for the rousing call to action, but I thought you had no interest in meddling in our affairs. Unless you misunderstand, I abhor the idea of my countrymen blindly following nobles they know next to nothing about. Besides, it would be almost a piteous sight for not a single girlian to be among those venturing to the moon.
Fair enough.
Who else am I to prevail upon to learn of new findings up there?
I thought you were going to the moon. Are you choosing something different?
Yeah, he wants to get to Ultima Thule.
You can't get to Ultima Thule from the moon. You get to it from
Well, he wants to get to it from here. You know, in a ship of his own design, of course.
Of course. Nero, stop standing on me.
I told myself I would not get overly involved, and yet here I am. Forlorn glory. More tents. Fortuna is eager to regroup and make ready for battle. From what Nero has told us, time is now a luxury we can ill afford. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass, if only for the moment. The others are no doubt finishing their preparations for battle.
Oops, wrong one. Sorry, Rift. Way. Yeah, this place may be a burnt-out wreck, but it can be rebuilt. Maybe not with these exact same structures.
Let's hope so. I would like less brutalist architecture in the new Garla Mall.
No, this isn't brutalist. Not enough concrete.
I don't know.
Too much
I think
steel,
there's
not
plenty
enough
of
concrete.
cement.
I've got a feeling Nero has had to deal straight-faced with Lord Nerva.
Oh yes, he would have, back when he was in the army.
And he did not. They did not get along. But Nero gets along.
Get along with someone?
Yeah, well, it can happen.
Especially someone who has an ego.
This is true.
Bigger than his.
The collide of egos would be epic.
Yes.
Oh, come here.
Yeah.
We're kind of racing a timer here.
Giant egos. Yeah, that's right. No going over tonight. I should hope the other's absence means all proceeds apace.
Good, you're here. With the recent arrival of reinforcements, our preparations are all but complete.
Help.
Excuse
me. Can you get a read as well?
I don't think we're gonna get a read.
No, but she's like the only one missing who can really fight. Apologies for our lateness. It seems that we were at least in time to help deliver the crushing blow. Aye, and if the fates are kind, this will be the last we see of these damnable blasphemies. Commander Alden, Lord Han, thank you both for coming.
Yes, of course. Understood. Lawrence and the others have reclaimed Varus's heart. The barrier protecting the blasphemy should be soon dispersed.
That would be good. And the time has come at last to storm the Tower of Babel. Again.
This time with feeling.
So they're gonna dump us into the extreme trial, right?
Admiral Merlwed and Lord Emmerich await our arrival at its base.
Then we should be about it, eh? I suppose this is as good an opportunity as any to keep my hammer from rusting over. I will accompany you as well. As the forum's representative and a member of the survey team, I feel it my responsibility to see this through to the end. I don't want to say either of those.
I'm going to say the top one. Are you sure you wouldn't want to rather wait here? After all, you seem to be missing your neoliths.
Despite appearances, I am no stranger to the battlefield. Indeed, I have seen my fair share, traveling the world in service to the Forum. Though I may not be the equal of Alphino or Alice, we shall not find ourselves wanting. I can promise you that much. So, if we were to get them some new ones, would they be neoliths? When you've all finished your preparations, we shall reconvene at the Insulatum.
Yeah, I figured he was very experienced in battle. He's just rusty.
Something like that. His younger adventuring days.
Can we do this in 10 minutes?
Yeah, I have a feeling no, but let's get ourselves to the point of entry at least.
This will be interesting. But no, I figured Alphino and Alice got it from somewhere.
Louisois.
I'm sure he did not help. Nope. It looks like they're kicking us off early. Yay!
Ooh, yeah.
My question is do we want to log out here or at home?
Okay, so we are straight to that. The main thing I wanted to see is whether or not there's gonna be like another little conversation before we go in. And the answer is no, so either way, as far as I'm concerned, because I won't be back on until we're back on. You, of course, want to be somewhere else in between. So basically, would you rather pick me up here or pick me up at home?
I'm gonna pick you up at sushi.
Nummies.
Because A, it's a free port. B, it's a quick hop over. If I went straight to home, you'd have to port
it. And C, it's sushi.
Yeah, it's a free port. I am a stingy person. That's why I'm back up to 5 mil. Out of the 25 mil that I need for the next mount.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So yeah, I was not expecting to get Nero in this chain, but the fact that he wants to go see the moon and the fact that the blasphemy's sitting on the portal, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And of course, this means that next week we've got a whole bunch of new stuff to stream. We'll get back to the Nier game eventually.
Yeah,
really? It is actually going well. It's just...
Yes, it is.
This way to sushi.
Yeah.
I know, your favorite.
Yeah.
I miss sushi.
At least my sushi arrives, unlike Thayrin's.
I know, I don't know what's up with that. Yay, sushi! Oh, you gonna have a seat?
Working on it.
So I guess we're going to cut it here because they're kind of kicking us off, or do we want to just wait until they kick us off?
Let's not tempt the server.
Okay, we will not tempt the server. We will be back with the last bit of this plotline on Wednesday, starting at 9:30. If we get this done, we'll then take a poll on which should we tackle next. We've got actually several side stuff going on. We've got Tataru's Grand Endeavors. We've got New Adventures of Hildebrandt.
Yeah.
And then...
Time to be a giant ham.
We also have the new Omega side quest line, which is dropping.
Okay, then.
Yeah, there's also custom deliveries and beast tribes, but we'll probably be doing those off air.
Yes. Those are not worth doing on air. I mean, there's some wonderful stuff, but there's lots of us running around doing the same thing over and over.
Yes, there is. But it's a good way for you to level monk without having to level monk, if you get my drift.
There's a thought.
In any case, we will see you all Wednesday. Have a good night. Sleep well, be safe, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, everyone have a good night and a good Tuesday and Wednesday by the time we get on.
Indeed. Be safe all.